Welcome to the weekly podcast that keeps it real about youth sports, social issues, and sports in general. The Final Word with your hosts, Joe, Dre, John, Chris, and Dave. And now, without further ado, presenting the Final Word.
Hot like fire.
You don't move my cheese because you got the TV behind us now.
Hot like fire.
All right, so I'm going to have to turn this way. All right, so what up, folks?
Set the TV.
Yeah, Dre got to turn all the way around.
Yeah,
All right,
that,
so,
that what happen when you be missing them going on. They change stuff
this
around.
new.
Stuff.
No, man, you don't have to turn around. They filming you right here.
Oh, but I can't see. I need to see.
I like to see myself when I'm talking.
All right, pause.
Well, you must have just shaved that thing, boy. That thing like a crystal ball.
Oh, yeah, you see that shine, boy. That's melanin. That's natural, baby.
Hey, John, can we get more of these wireless mics? They sound really nice, dog.
No juices are buried.
Those are mine.
How much are they?
Can you buy them?
How much are they?
$1.99, I think.
Damn, they went up
$199?
for two of them?
Man, I got mine for $20. All right,
Damn.
He got connection. He's Filipino. We probably made that shit at the house.
all right, so we had travel balls in effect.
How racist is that, bro? He said you
Keep
probably,
bootlegging his ish.
he said you probably made it at the house. Oh my God, you going to hell, dog. Oh my.
All right, so it's not. Hold on, I'm tripping. So John, y'all played this weekend, undefeated 20-0. Talk to us.
Listen, when they be like, yo, made hoops, hoop group, city group, it don't matter. Nah.
SEC Aurora 10-5.
Oh.
No, actually, it was. We faced some good comp, but when I say it don't matter, it's like everybody always say, yo, you got to play in this circuit, or you got to play in against these teams or whatever. I mean, the whole tournament is not going to be the top teams. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see some teams. I mean, I've seen the team get mollywopped. But for us, the best thing for us is we face three teams that we probably won't ever face. And we face, I think this was the first time this year that we had a gut out, a win. But we played, our first game was against Boo Williams, EYBL, and as soon as you see EYBL symbol, you automatically think, yo, they're gonna be pretty good. And they was, and I heard that they run a lot. They were bigger than us. Across the board, they were bigger than us, for sure. I think we went down 10, but it was, our boys really stepped up, man. And I heard some of the crowd, they came up to me after the game from Boo Williams and was like, yo, where y'all from? Love how y'all play. Security guard while I'm leaving said, man, I love what you got, because we played together. But it was a good experience, and then it was my first time. I probably faced the biggest kid I've ever faced. We faced a global, what would they call global hoop group, I guess?
Global squad basketball.
Global squad basketball. Not realizing, global is global, but the coach was Russian, and they had a 7'2" African. And boy, he was all a 7'2". I should send y'all a picture so you can see.
Did he play?
He was 7'2".
Okay.
He ain't answered the question. He just said,
Oh, he did.
Nah, he wasn't bad. No, real talk, he wasn't bad. Had good hands. Did not miss not one free throw. Not one free throw.
Just a work in progress.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna see him in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, his older brother 6'10". He played on the
He was
17s.
Without jumping.
Yeah, just a work in
Yes,
progress.
his
Nothing
older
wrong with
brother
that.
can play.
Yeah. His older brother's only 6'10". This kid is 7'2". But I mean, at first it was an adjustment in reference to how we boxing this kid out, what do we do? So I went to not doubling. Don't double them. Like, you just get, so Dre, Zach, Jamarcus, they look at me like, what? You got to fight that big monster. Because if you double, you can kick it out, and they have some shooters. But overall, it was a good weekend, man. Went 3-0 and faced Virginia Elite from Under Armour, Blue Williams, EYBL, and the global team. And the only thing that I said is like, dang, every turn we get, we're playing good and still no talk. So that's why I was like, damn, I guess we just got to keep staying out lane and keep playing. But I got to give credit to our boys, man. They look at us and they say, yo, they don't have no big. Our biggest kid is 6'3", but we really play together. And, I mean, there was one game we had the first game, 12 points, 10 points, 9, 9, 9, 9, 8. Like, to me, that's a good thing. Now, the question I have for you guys, is that the reason we don't get talked about? If we had a kid that goes for 30 instead of it all even out, is that an issue?
They don't talk about teams, they talk about players.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So that's who coaches recruit. They recruit players, they don't recruit teams.
They just said that to me in Texas.
Yeah, and that's sad, though. So, because you're trying to teach a kid how to play the game the right way.
Yeah, no, but is it, if you can find a kid in your space that is marketable, right? And it's not saying that you won't have it, but until they see that person is marketable, that's who they're gonna talk about. They talk about JoJo's team because of JoJo.
Right.
Just so if JoJo's team didn't have JoJo, might be having some of the same conversation, right? Because you would think.
You saying that's right?
What I'm saying is, you put kids out there to get recruited. You don't put teams out there to get recruited. I used to have the same conversation. Like, man, we going to all these places, we beating all these teams, EYBL, CYBL, all the teams you're talking about playing. But give me one player that I had that was marketable. Right. So we always had good teams, and we played together as a good team. But who did I have that could be put on a D1 circuit? And you're like, yeah, man, that kid can go. Or even on the D2. I mean, the biggest kid we had go was Santia. You know, so I'm not saying it's wrong or right. What I'm saying is that's what they recruit. They recruit kids, not teams.
But then you go back to say you're teaching the kids to game the right way, because even to that one player, so they're marketing this team right now, and they got 2 players only. They ain't won a game.
But they have how many players?
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
2 players.
But it's like, wow.
They get those kids are probably considered prospects, and that's what they want. That's what the circuits want. Like, they don't really. I mean, they want you to compete. They want you to win. Yeah, I know we do a lot of talking about we beat this team, came close to beating this team, that team, but they don't care about any of that. They care about prospects.
Yeah, because that was the thing with Adam DeMond. You know, I was just like making us think about it. I was like, bro, we finished in the Final Four. We did this, we did that. But who do you have that we can market in that space?
Yep, like Nas.
And I was like,
Like Nas said, they won the whole league. Lost 2 games the whole year, won the whole thing. They had 2 guys go off to school. Last year, they were under 500, got put out the first round of the playoffs, but they had 8 guys go to school, and you would think they went undefeated and won the whole thing, the way they would celebrate it, because they had all those prospects and put all those guys in school. That's what they want. They don't really care about all that other stuff.
yeah.
But some of those kids that are quote unquote called prospects, they don't pan out.
Right.
And it's like, if you take a kid that's playing the game the right way, we see, like you guys always say, we always say, he's gonna offer because of potential, because he's really not that good. You know what I'm saying? But then you get a kid, so he's 6'8", potential. You get a kid that's 6'4", that's better than him, but maybe he's stuck at 6'4". But he's 10 and that's up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We went to On the Radar 2 weeks ago. Friday night, Saturday night, they post about this kid from South Florida, 6'7", great footwork, gets everything off the glass, blocks everything. I looked at the schedule, I was like, oh, we played him in the morning. Against us, he had 2 points, and we beat him by 30. Like, what we doing here?
I'm gonna tell you when it's gonna change.
Like, what we doing here?
And you guys agree with me. When your boy come with you, when he come over,
Oh, because International?
Watch the conversation change.
That's your prospect right there.
Which is crazy, though.
That's who's going to get everybody else recruited.
That's your prospect.
You know, that's when people are going to start to come watch you. All you need is one person. Cliff was my dude that had people come watch me. That's all I needed. You know,
And
so,
then again, if you're winning, they'll look at, okay, who's the best player on that team?
yeah.
It's always about the best player, which is
Well, you're going to have a best player. This is like, for example, your best player may not be your leading scorer. But, like if, just say to your point guard, he runs that team. Without him, don't nobody else go. So he may be your best player.
Real basketball people notice real basketball things. So,
But aren't these recruiters real basketball players?
no. Who? The writers?
Well, no, the recruiters.
What recruiters?
You talking about college coaches or you talking
I'm
about
talking
writers?
about I'm talking about real basketball people recognize what they need
Yeah.
for the situation. Just like you go back to the John Morant story. You know, real basketball people notice real basketball. So, you know, the ultimate goal is to get these kids recruited. You can win all the titles you want. You can go undefeated. If you don't have a player that's going to be marketable, you're not going to.
Let's say size matters.
No, it's not going
Some
to.
bullshit.
You say 6'7",
it
getting
is.
beat by 30. He's 6'7".
He's 6'7".
I seen a lot of 6'7" D1s. They're straight trash.
Yeah.
Straight trash.
I wouldn't say they trash.
No, they trash. I done seen it live, face to face. They
D1
don't get
where?
off the fucking bench. Trash.
That don't mean they trash.
They don't even play in practice.
Yeah.
They don't even practice
In what
players.
grade?
Yeah.
Huh?
In what grade?
As a junior, I was live. I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. They give him a scholarship for potential, and the potential never comes.
So, you talking about in college?
Yeah, I was there. Texas A&M, I was there. I seen the bums.
So,
They ain't no bum.
No,
they playing on that
They
level.
big for nothing. They could be. They
was
might be
on
a
full-
star
they was on
at
full
D.
ride.
I'm trying to tell you.
Full ride.
they did something to get there. That's just like saying.
Yeah,
I
they
said-
did. They 6'10".
And they were horrible in high school?
Look, I showed it to him. I showed you.
I mean, it's just like seeing these kids say NBA guys on the end of the bench.
No, that's a
They're
difference.
terrible.
That's different. That's different.
Like them two dudes that was talking about Scalabrini.
Gotta be a tear their ass up.
Yeah, he came up there. And he played both of them 2 against 1, and this is some years ago. I saw he
remember.
played the one dude recently, but
From New York.
yeah, but these guys he played them 2 against 1 and tore their ass up, and they was like, man, I didn't know he was that big, and I was like, dog, that's a pro. You know what I mean? Like what you think it was gonna be. You know,
But then I know when we were coming up, you see a lot of dudes, a lot of coaches, they recruit based on what they want.
Yeah, but why you recruiting them and you don't ever play them?
I might not want you. I might want your friend, and he coming out next year.
That's how it was back in the day.
Maybe he was the best friend of somebody.
Did y'all see the Baylor
Who
situation?
don't do that?
They got 0 players.
You say they don't do that anymore? Recruit based on getting something.
recruits to get their buddy.
They don't? Oh, interesting. That's new?
Some people come as a package, yeah.
Go there next year.
I still think there are package
Oh, no.
deals going on.
Come on, man. You recruit based on the organizations that you have relationships with too. You know, so I'm pretty sure Boo Williams has a whole bunch of people in his organization that coaches want, and they will recruit an organization because an organization is going to have player after player every single year, and they want to stay with that organization.
I mean, that's similar to what you see a lot of kids getting offers. You be like, damn, he like that. Nah, but his teammate is.
Yeah, he come
So
from
we trying to get a
Boo Williams
conversation.
Is a popular name. So
yeah.
when they hear Boo Williams, he done got a built enough reputation to be like, okay, if they got Boo Williams' name on it, maybe the kid can play.
Right. But that's on. And so, Joe, you're on the 17 side, and you was there. And we all know they're not going to watch freshmen. They're going to talk about the freshman side. But as far as
y'all had some coaches watching y'all game.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But as far as so you saw the game, the other team was way bigger than us overall. As a college coach, let's just say you was there watching, are you still you see more potential on their side because they was bigger, and you just be like, oh, this team plays well together, because that's what we're saying.
You see some kids that have more upside, like you know, they'll look at upside, you know, size, strength. They feel like they get them on campus with their size, speed, agility. Right. I can mold them into what I want them to be. I can get them up there. So they kind of look at that. You know, the bigger you are, the more unique you are. Like you said, the biggest. How many 7'3" kids, 7'2" kids walking around this planet? You know, so he's rare. You know, like the big kid at Gibbs, which I think he's a good player. You know, the 7-footer from Gibbs. You know, but I hear people all the time saying he's not that good and he's going to DePaul.
That's funny.
Right. I think he's pretty damn good. He does some good stuff. You know, but you know, you're on a guard dominant team. I mean, I felt like he always did his job. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a potential draft. I mean, scholarship.
Yeah. I mean, he can play. I mean, you put him out there against another big guy, you know, and he can cause a matchup problem. He's rim protect. You know, he has a real nice touch. You know, they get him on that campus, get him that extra strength and agility, get on that training table, weight room, see a completely different player. I think he's going to do all right.
And then you look at these kids based on their process. I'll give you a perfect example of a kid that you know is Russell Brown. Russell Brown wasn't the player that he was in high school as a college player or even as an adult. That kid is, I mean, like, he was a pro. And I'm not trying to be funny. He was a pro. But if you would have saw him 2-3 years prior, you would have said he got with exactly what he was. He got the School of Southeastern over in Lakeland, you know, because that's who he was.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it's everybody's process, man. It's going to be different. All you do is tell your team to stick with it, keep playing. Somebody will see them. Somebody that know basketball, that like basketball, that need a player like them, will take them. They're not going to take your whole team, though.
Yeah, no, and that's not what I'm saying. It's just, you know.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's just how it works. I used to always tell my kids all the time, you knew who was the alpha male on our team all the time. Kristen DeLeon was going to be the person that made the show go. But at the end of the year, I said we're going to have the best team. You know, at the end of the year, we're going to have the best team, no matter what. Not the best players, because I know I was going to have one or two that was capable of playing at the next level, and that's it. It's just how it goes.
All right, so let's send you a bunch of videos. Just let's strong Jed, just pull us up.
Yo, there was a specific moment in the game yesterday where I realized Jefferson was a championship team. Now Jada gets the block, Connor gets the rebound, looks up immediately, passes it to Mo. Mo sells a record now. Most teams would have lost their focus after that, started spazzing and bugging on each other. But tune in. Eagle looks up, shoots a three, misses. Jada gets the rebound and the foul. Now look, pay attention, because Jada is not about to wild out. He's actually about to show him love, motivate him, push him, we good. Mally says, look at the score. Pick your head up. Connor calls him over, so you know you owe me, right, bro? He said, yeah, I got you. That's what champions look like.
I like that.
That's what's up.
Chris, you got ADD, man.
Oh.
You got the video playing, you
I
on your
can
phone.
multitask. No, I wasn't on the phone.
Why he sound like he was high?
I mean, you know, reefer's legal in a lot of places. He might have been, you know,
Who,
if you
me?
know this podcast. No, he talking about the dude. That
Oh.
So what are y'all thoughts about that video?
First of all, the Joker got a good block shot, right? Comes down, miss a layup. Okay. What was the score? Because the dude just jacked up a badass three.
Yeah, it was some bad
So
basketball.
at first I thought, I'm like, oh, we talking about that it's bad basketball, but you don't see that too often where the teammates pick you up. And teammates, so we talk about on my team, we talk about culture, we over me situation, the secret sauce. You know, we're always together, we bond and stuff like that. And you don't see too many teams like that. Like last year, or a couple months ago, we posted the video of the Auburn kid that was mad that he didn't get the ball. You know what I'm saying? That team right there, I would love to coach some kids like that because that means it's about the team.
So even though he missed the layup, I didn't have no problem with it. Why? Because he got back on
Ran
defense.
back, yeah.
He ain't soak it up like, dog, I messed it up.
Yeah.
He missed it and he got back.
Right.
So,
Did he get back?
yeah.
Run that back, Stokely. I need to check the clarity on that.
Yeah, he got back.
Checking the clear.
Talking about I had ADHD.
Yo, there was a specific moment in the game yesterday where I realized Jefferson was a championship team. Now Jada gets the block, Connor gets the rebound, looks up immediately, passes it to Mo. Mo sells a record now. Most teams would have lost their focus after that, started spazzing and bugging on each other. But tune in. Eagle looks up.
He hustling back.
Why you
got back.
stop
Oh, my bad. He got back.
Y'all wasn't back yet. Cause when the boy went and dapped him up, his ass was down the court still. When he
Nah,
walked,
they
he
were
walked
walking
up
the
and-
other way. They were. Go again.
He fought for the rebound.
They were going the other way when they did. Oh, hey, man.
Oh, wrong button.
Yo, there was a specific moment in the game yesterday where I realized Jefferson was a championship team. Now Jada gets the block, Connor gets the rebound, looks up immediately, passes it to Mo. Mo sells a record now. Most teams would have lost their focus after that, started spazzing and bugging on each other. But tune in. Eagle looks up, shoots a three, misses. Jada gets the rebound and the foul. Now look, pay attention. Because Jada is not about to
No,
walk.
that's after the play,
That's
bro.
way after
Bro,
that.
he dapped him up.
The dude in the headband got back.
Man, we was finna see, but Stokely keeps stopping.
How many
clipped-
people
they
had
clipped-
headbands?
They clipped it.
Good, no, Donald clipped it. He
He
keeps
was
stopping
number
the
10.
damn
He was
video.
number 10. His number can't change. And he had a headband on. Got right back up in there.
Yeah, that boy, missed
Boy
that
came
layup,
back
you
on
lost
D,
your mind.
almost got the rebound.
Look, yeah, he did like that.
No, I wasn't seeing who it was.
See, he be saying he don't go off on them kids no more, but he do it
But he
like
got
that.
back
Boy,
on.
stop.
But he got back on D.
He
the
like
one
Kobe,
that-
Kobe.
that-
That type dog, that
man,
type
they
dog.
doing
He can keep his mouth. Get your ass back in there. You think I ain't see you?
Hey,
Did Jason miss a leg this weekend?
Yeah, a couple.
What happened?
You gotta finish through contact.
You say anything?
No, I'm just sitting over there watching.
You said something, Dave?
I ain't saying nothing.
You gave him a, you gave him a little look, but you didn't say much.
I just talked to him after. I talked to him after the game.
Jason played good then.
Yeah, I talked to him after the game.
All right, what else we got on this, Stokely?
that's interesting.
Don't put us up by one. Jason was there at the rim. Oh!
Tricked it off.
We came back and won now.
So this kid that's a senior in high school, very good kid, he said, Coach, you got a minute? I said, yeah. He said, Coach, I got 2 Division II offers and 4 schools that's Division II interested in me. But I might not take it because I want to go D1. He said, man, do you have some advice for me? I said, yeah. I said, do you want me to give you advice as if you're my son or just give you advice? He said, no, I want you to be honest. I said, no, I'm going to be honest. He said, no, give it to me. I said, okay. If you have 2 Division II offers and 4 schools that's interested in you that's Division II, and you have no Division I offers and no schools that's Division I that's interested in you, then the market says you're a Division II player. He said, but I said, no. Let me talk. He said, okay. I said, but what you should do is take one of those offers who's going to give you the best opportunity and going to put you in position to be successful. But when you get on campus, you have to be thankful, hungry, and humble. You can't come there like, man, I should be D1. I'm better than these guys. I shouldn't be here. Don't come there like that because you won't end up having the season you're supposed to have. But the climate of NCAA right now, if you go there and do what you say you should do and do what you say you are, trust me, they will be looking for you. And not only will they come find you, you might get an NIL deal with it.
You're right. I agree.
Why so? So what? So if you're confident in your ability and you want to bet on yourself, you think you should try for the D1 or?
You can bet on yourself, but I probably give the same advice. Because that's the trend now.
Listen, if all my life, I've been dating some fat girls,
Oh, Lord.
that's all who approach me, and then I go in and be like, yo, I finna go holler at Halle Berry.
What's wrong with this dude?
No, dog. Stick with the fat girls that you've been your whole life. Just saying.
You couldn't use another analogy.
What they had in them chicken wings,
I'm
man.
just
You know,
saying.
them chicken wings.
We have a lot of kids that keep saying the D1. You know how hard it is?
Get D1.
You know how hard it is to get D2. We got kids that are passing by NAIA, free tuition in D3, even D2s. And then they say, yo, I want to go try for D1. You can try, but at the end of the day, that school that you gave up may not come back.
You said, Joe, bet on, he should go bet on himself.
I said, should they? If they,
Should they bet on themselves?
yeah, if they're thinking that that's what they need to do, if they feel confident in their abilities and what they can do.
Only way they should bet on themselves is if they can recruit themselves. Because if they're not getting recruited, like it don't matter what you feel.
Yeah.
Like if they're not getting recruited, like what is there to bet on?
Yeah,
What
not one.
Was you
Not
gonna call?
one
You gonna
D1
call all the schools? Was you gonna go walk on? I mean, like if they're not recruiting you, they're not interested.
Can you play that Steve Nash video, Stokely?
He always got a rebuttal video.
I don't. I didn't.
Sent out 30 tapes to colleges around the United States. It was my dream to play Division I basketball. Nobody really liked what they saw on those tapes. What they couldn't see on the tapes was a relentless obsession and work ethic that would never diminish for 20 plus years. I had one scholarship offer to Santa Clara University. I admit I'd never heard of it. I jumped the chance, and it was an incredible, incredible time of my life.
Yep. He made the right decision.
So if Steve Nash did not bet on himself,
No, he didn't bet on himself.
and
That's
said
right.
that- yeah,
He did not say that.
he could have took the Division IIs and folded 10.
But
No, he had an
wasn't in
offer
the
from
cover.
Santa Clara.
After
After
he got
he's-
one offer
run
from
it
Santa
back.
Clara.
Run
you
it
gotta
back.
listen.
See,
He
this
got an
is y'all
offer.
ADD.
Sent out 30 tapes to colleges around the United States. It was my dream to play Division I basketball. Nobody really liked what they saw on the
no,
tapes.
keep going,
What they
no.
couldn't see on the tapes was a relentless obsession
listen.
and work ethic that would never diminish for 20 plus years. I had one scholarship offer to Santa Clara University. I admit I'd never heard of it. I jumped the chance, and it was an incredible, incredible time of my life.
He never said nothing about Division
So
II.
let's break this
But see,
down.
this is
You
what
sent
y'all-
30 tapes out.
Nobody liked his tapes.
Nobody liked the tapes.
But had he just folded 10 and went to the D2 like y'all saying do,
What D2?
He said he had one.
I'm sure he had some D2. He
Hold
said
on.
my dream is to play Division I
That was
basketball.
80s and the 90s, man. You can't
Bro,
compare that to this time.
We talking about Steve Nash. Break him off something, what I used to call him back when he was at Santa Clara.
No.
We talking about him. He definitely had some D2s coming out of high school, for sure.
Yeah, but he said he had one person that liked him.
Right, but he had to keep sending his tape out and bet on himself. Like he
So how you think that kid got them looks?
who?
The look that he got. He had
Yeah, that was
2
different
Division
time.
II
Right,
scholarships and 4 offers.
But if he keeps sending his tape out right now, if he goes and plays in front of these coaches and he bet on himself like that, he might get that one D1 that like him and pull him in like Steve Nash did.
might.
But what if he doesn't and then he loses the division?
That's the gamble.
But
That's the gamble. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying like I would say take the D2 school too. I'm just saying that.
Go
But I'm
play
just,
for a year.
But I'm just saying devil's advocate. Like how many times you see kids bet on themselves and get it done?
Well, if they get it done, just say they do get it done, but it's not a good fit. But I played D1. Now you end right back up in the portal going D2.
Because you got to deal with that. But he still can look in the mirror and say, I bet on myself and I did it my way and I tried to make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with them betting on themselves, but you also got to be realistic.
Well, look at Carmelo Branch. Did he bet on himself?
He went JUCO, didn't he?
He did.
That's good.
But he bet on himself.
Going JUCO's not betting on yourself. That's what he had.
Correct.
That's
I'm
what he
talking
had.
Not a high school.
I'm talking about in high school.
That's what he had.
No, I'm talking about what he did in high school.
Oh, what are you doing in high school?
Well, you go to my left TC and went back to Wharton.
Bet on himself.
Well, that's not.
Now, I'm saying it's the same thing. He bet on himself. He did it his way.
But we don't get president, but I don't think that decision had nothing to do with basketball.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that decision had nothing to do with basketball.
What was it?
No.
I just say I don't think it had nothing to do with basketball.
You think he just want to play with his chums?
No. No, it had nothing to do with him.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about the JUCO.
No, man, you always encourage kids. Like, I would never tell a kid you're not a D1.
Yes, you
kid.
do.
No.
Cut it out. You have
Cut
plenty
it out. What
of
is it?
time.
Cut it out.
I tell kids all the time, I'll say you're not right now.
No.
No, you don't say that shit.
I have said that.
Stop it.
Yeah, you show me a D1 prospect.
No, I'm just saying, you had told him.
But it's tough.
You're not good enough right now to play D1. That don't mean you can't. I told Santia that. You're not good enough to be a D1 player right now. That don't mean he couldn't. 4 years at St. Leo, and he went D1. And he didn't get the experience that he wanted.
As a seasoned veteran.
You know, but it says it's hard to go D1. It's hard to go D2.
It's hard to go to school, period.
But when you bring up the high school joint real fast, that's even a tough decision.
Right.
You don't know what you don't know what the right decision is for your child, and they don't know what the right
What you
decision
mean?
when they choose a high school.
Why? If you can play.
It's still tough because you
If
don't
you
know
can
if you put
play,
them in the
you
right
can go to
situation.
Voodoo State and
Nah,
be good.
stop that. Nope.
Okay. Well, if you got to have a kid that go play with somebody to be better.
No, we're not talking
they're
about
not
playing with
better.
somebody. We're talking about the culture.
If you're
we're talking about the
good-
coaching. No, dog. Coaching has some things to do
If
with
you're
it.
good, you can play anywhere.
You don't think a coach has killed certain people's dreams, bro?
100%.
Well, if you're
Are you crazy?
Well, it just depends.
If you
the
can
type
play-
of player can go and adapt to any environment,
But
you're not the guy.
you can adapt to any environment, but that doesn't mean the coach is going to use your best qualities. There's no way I agree with that.
Dorian McClure, Mumford High School, class of 95. Mumford, that's where Eddie Murphy went to high school at Detroit, up in Michigan. Came to Polk Community College. One of the most fantastic offensive players I have ever seen, ever played with. But he could not take Coach Giles' hard coaching that he did. He could not take the living conditions that we lived in JUCO. He couldn't deal with that JUCO life, and just being in that situation. I mean, Coach pretty much ripped his heart out. He didn't even play. Had the grades and everything. Just I don't know why he ended up at JUCO, but he was there with us, and he didn't come back that next year.
It.
Huh?
You just said it.
What you mean?
You just said why he ended up at JUCO.
Why?
He couldn't take tough coaching. He couldn't take criticism.
Let me finish my story.
Well, go ahead.
Went to Canisius that next year, averaged 24, Division I, 24 points a game. But being over there with Coach Giles in that situation, he couldn't take that. He couldn't deal with that. It wasn't a proper fit for him. You know what I mean? So a coach can kill you. Like me going to St. Leo playing with Coach Hanks, that wasn't a good fit. You know what I mean? For me, I couldn't play for him.
But
you know what I mean?
The living condition.
Well,
He coming from California. He might from Beverly Hills.
No.
No, he came from
Beverly
Detroit.
Hills Cop is a movie that Eddie Murphy played in. Eddie Murphy's from Detroit.
But you got to
But he did have a Mumford High School shirt on in Beverly Hills
He
Cop.
did.
Yep.
Wow. But no, I mean, you can't say that every situation is the right situation. Any decision we make in life, you're rolling the dice unless you're managing every bit of it. Your job, you don't know if that's the best job for you. You need a job. You don't know that the high school, you don't know if that's the best school for you or your child. I mean,
So this is where I play devil's advocate. See, we didn't have that choice. We went where we went to school.
yeah, but times have changed.
No. No. We went where we went to school. Basketball players didn't change. Times have changed. People have changed. So you feel
times have changed. You got to play.
No. But basketball has not changed. We went where we had to go to school.
Basketball
and
has
we
changed a
excelled.
lot.
So if we had a shitty coach at that school, guess what we had to do? We still had to play. That didn't have nothing to do with my talent. That coach didn't create me.
But there's a whole bunch of guys that quit the team or didn't come out because of a coaching situation. It wasn't you, but
That's
Listen.
mental toughness.
it's mental toughness. But everybody ain't built by that.
In the
That's his era.
my junior and senior, we had 5
That's happening
D1
back
kids.
then too.
5
Okay.
went to the same high school.
All right, so what does
And
Bradenton
another
Southeast
6
look like now?
Well, that's because you know why? You know why it looks like now?
Why?
Because they changed the district. Everybody goes this way and that way. That has nothing to do with the talent. Bradenton Southeast still in the middle, East Bradenton.
What I'm saying is times have
So guess
changed.
what they
There's
said?
more schools. There's different opportunities.
No, parents send their kids to
high
more
schools
schools.
was when
We still had a lot, but maybe half of what they got now, which is
That's fine. What I'm saying is, whatever school you were district for is where you went to school.
yeah, about 15.
So if they had a bad coach there, guess what? You still had to play.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
So what's the
so
other
now
schools?
kids,
What's the other schools near?
Bayshore.
So a kid that lives in your neighborhood cannot go to Bayshore?
No,
Why?
because that wasn't their district.
Yeah, they ain't have that. You had to go to your school
That wasn't your
that you
district.
was on for.
I was actually closer.
So everybody in
I was
Bradenton Southeast
actually-
lived in that area.
Yes. I was actually closer to Sarasota Booker, was closer to my house than Bradenton.
And you could have never
Southeast.
gone to Sarasota Booker.
Nope, because I was in Manatee County.
So how do some people go to different schools nowadays?
Y'all
You got
had
cho- you
that-
got
they have
school
school choice
Okay,
now.
outside of school choice. Because don't get it twisted. This shit ain't new.
You got
Just like NIL
programs.
ain't new.
You got certain school
is new.
programs.
No,
in the
dog.
state
Yo,
of
your
Florida.
grandmother lived by Bayshore? You could go to Bayshore.
No, my grandmother
you
lived in
had-
No,
Sarasota.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying is if
Oh,
there's
you
a...
used my grandmother's address?
So
You-
don't get it twisted.
you
People can
wanted
still
to
do it
go
and
where-
people still did it.
You wanted to go to school. Nobody did it. You went to school in your district. Nobody wanted to go to school out your district. You wanted to go to school with the dudes you grew up with, the kids you grew up
And you
with.
call them
Which is
community
true.
schools.
That's
sir.
what I did. I mean,
Now,
I
you
wasn't-
wanted to go to school with
That's
them.
community
And
school.
if you had a horrible coach, guess what?
Hey, now
roll
you
with
got
it.
you got neighbors.
You with your
and
boys.
all y'all go to
If you
different
can
schools.
play, you can play. Y'all cut that bullshit
Nah,
out. I'm
dog.
sorry.
I had three
We're not
choices
saying
coming out
that,
of
though.
middle school. I had Tampa Bay Tech, Tampa Catholic, and Bayshore Christian.
So,
Were the three
private,
schools
private,
that came
and
and
then-
vocational magnet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So there was still options.
but I said, no, I'm going to Jefferson with my guys.
Exactly. The community school.
Right, but we all had the school, you know. Everybody went to their high school. What I'm saying is there was still options there.
I didn't
A
have a
kid that
choice.
got kicked out of Eisenhower went to Loudoun High.
No, I'm just saying, I didn't have a choice.
But there's still, we're not just talking about you.
No,
You
in
keep
our
saying
community,
about-
because there was no bus that could, like, you getting your ass on the bus.
I ain't riding the bus.
Catch that city bus.
I ain't riding the bus. I drove to
In
school.
Manatee County? Man, we're no
Not
city
as a
bus.
freshman.
Huh?
You rode that bus as a freshman.
Oh, yeah, I did
You caught
do that.
that cheese.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wasn't no bus going to Bayshore. My mom and daddy, man, you gotta get your ass on that bus.
And don't be late. Don't be
don't miss it. Don't.
But it's still what we're saying nowadays. There's a lot of options, and you want to choose the right fit for your child, not only in basketball but education-wise. Let's be real. If you're not getting the good grades, you're not going to a private school, right or wrong, even if their basketball team is good.
Yeah, we could have gone to private school, but
But I'm talking about now. There's a lot of different options. So that's why I said that it's tough. Sometimes, are you making the right decision? So if you go into the college thing, am I making the right choice for myself? It's hard to know what the right
question
choice is.
So here's my question. And I know everybody look at academics and athletics wise, right? Everybody's not D1. Everybody's not
Ivy League.
college material, you know, but there's opportunities. So when you got kids that are going to school for a basketball reason, there's really just say they can play, but they're not at that level.
Right.
But they going there for what? Just because the team is winning?
I mean,
you
some
going to
do,
play with
absolutely.
certain people? So I'm just putting that narrative out there.
So let's just I put my son out. So my school zone, junior school zone is Spoto. No, not Spoto. Where am I? Leonard.
Yeah, you Leonard.
I'm Leonard. You be okay with me sending Junior Leonard?
Would I be okay with
That's your
it?
I'm just
neighborhood
saying.
school.
That's my neighborhood school.
That's where you want him to go?
No. We're not saying where we want to go.
He have Jason
what's-
Johnson. He would have had
what's wrong?
Jason Johnson with him.
What's wrong?
If he would have stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's,
No, what I'm saying is, are you, no disrespect to Leonard, But from what you know, Junior is zoned for Leonard.
Yeah, why not?
George-
Academically, Leonard has, you can graduate with your AA.
Put him on speaker. Tell him where he at.
You can graduate with your AA.
Answer, saying you
You
on the
know that, right?
podcast. What you
From
got?
Leonard.
Yeah.
It's a collegiate high school.
I get
Where
it.
you
So
going,
it's one
man?
of the better back
It's some
academic
marbles,
schools.
man.
So you're talking about academics.
Well, we're not just talking about academics. I'm just saying, would you? Because where was Tyson zoned?
Put
for?
him on speaker, D. Let him chime in.
If he stayed with me, or if he stayed with
If he
his
stayed
mom.
with you,
Leonard?
Leonard.
Yeah,
If he stayed with his mom.
I don't know.
So why did he go to private school? If he could have gone to.
Academics.
So you got to answer fair.
No, I didn't.
He could have got an academic shirt back then.
No, academics.
It would've been
Because if
hot,
I
too.
wanted it for basketball, he would have stayed at came to IMG or came to Hillsborough when I left.
Right, but he had choices.
Yeah, but if he would have gone to the school, I wasn't going to take him to no school.
If
that
you so
was-
big on neighborhood school, I agree with John. Why you ain't send him?
To where?
The
I sent him
neighborhood
to Tampa
school.
Prep in the 7th grade.
That ain't neighborhood school. You send him to neighborhood school.
No, I sent him to Tampa Prep in the 7th grade.
He ain't go to Republican school.
No.
I'm
But
just
I
saying,
have-
there's a lot of choices, and you, as a parent and as a kid, you
Yeah, I
don't
chose
know the
to-
best
But-
choices. You
But I
don't.
chose them to send him to private school. The best choice would probably been over there with me.
Right. I agree. Basketball wise.
The producer said time. What we got? Time we got to go or time you need the next video? Run it, producer. You got it.
Show me your
hands! I don't care! Show me your hands! Is there anybody else in the car? Step back to the sound of my voice! Step back to my voice! Step back to... You better step back to the sound of my voice and do it now! Listen to me! Listen to me! Listen to me! Listen to me! Turn around and face the other way. Walk backwards to the sound of my voice. Walk backwards to the sound of my voice. Then you better do what I tell you to do. Walk backwards. Walk backwards. Walk backwards to the sound of my voice. Walk backwards to the sound of my voice. Step out of the car! Step out of the car! Step out of the car! Stop what you're doing!
So we always say we're gonna talk about social issues. So I came with a social issue for y'all.
There ain't no social issue.
That is a social issue. So who's in the wrong now? What? Talk to me.
Well, first of all, yeah.
She in the wrong?
Man, up here. And back up.
And hold it!
So have you heard of Sandra Bland?
Who?
Sandra Bland?
Who is that?
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Oh, damn.
Out of Texas.
See that? Mm-hmm. Now she on the side of the road in the cut. This man yelling at her like that lady scared. Like, you know what I mean? Like Sandra Bland was, in a similar situation.
Yeah.
So,
Kill her.
so I had this conversation with my youth bill kids. So back when I was in Oklahoma, I was a probation officer. So I knew all the police. And for some reason, I used to get pulled over a lot for some reason. Anyways, I used to jump out the car and be like, yo, why y'all stopping me now?
I thought you were underage, right?
Now imagine, and I told him, I was pulled out at gunpoint. I was pulled out at gunpoint, but it was because, and I had a radio in the car. And I hear the radio saying, yo, Mazda 626, gold with rims. See, that's me. So 2 cop cars come and signal me to get off. I got into a parking lot, 4 cop cars, 6 cop cars, shotguns out. It was just me and my girl at the time. I'm like, man, what's going on? They come, they tell me to get out the car, face down, Oklahoma, hot as hell on the summertime, palms up. I'm like, yo, my badge is on the window. I said, what's going on? He said, shut up, gun to my head, dog. And I'm scared as hell. After they checked the car, I hear them say it's clear. They picked me up and said, sorry about that, have a good day. And I'm like, yo, hold up, what happened? He says, we got a call that you had a shotgun in the car. And I said, who? He's like, the passenger. And I remember that we had just bought some dumbbells and we were going like this. And I mean, the passenger. But my thing is, if I didn't obey, what would have happened?
This one's for my homies.
So all I tell my students, say you got to obey no matter what. I mean, I understand where you coming from, but
he ain't clear though, but
yeah.
he didn't have to be as violent.
Why was he yelling like that?
I do not know, but I do know this. Most of the time of the cops that I've spoken to, they're scared automatically. Is that right? No.
Them joints ain't
So
scared.
I know we didn't see the whole video, but I can only assume that she was fleeing. She didn't stop when she was supposed to stop. She kept going.
Well, super
Because
producer.
Yeah,
Because she said she was trying to get some gas. She was running out of gas. So she might have just went on and went too far. Then all of a sudden she pulled over. Now he pissed off.
Super producer said she was going 127 miles an hour. What was she driving?
A Volkswagen Tiguan.
I don't think a Volkswagen go 127.
Tiguan cannot go that fast and sustain speed.
127?
Easy. It's a German car. It's built by the same
Here
people.
we go with the overseas German shit.
Here
we go with the German
American
stuff.
car can't go that fast.
Right.
No, I'm just saying. It's built by the same company that built Porsche.
Here we go. Ever since Tyson went abroad.
He damn near German now.
Hey, dog, they got them dudes.
Because when I used to drive on the Autobahn,
Oh, that is. I had a Volkswagen.
That little Geo Metro. I had a little Geo Metro.
No, man. Damn Volkswagen.
It's like crab back.
oh man.
Hey, see how much it costs for one of them Volkswagens to get fixed. That's what you do.
All I'm saying is, got to obey no matter if they wrong or right. Fight the fight later.
Yeah, it's, you have it to where you have, you don't want people to fear the law.
No.
Right? And I think more people fear the police than anything. So now you don't even call the police in the situation that you
Right.
need them because you fear them. You don't know what's going to happen. You scared you get an altercation. You're scared to call them because you're scared they're going to come out with some force, and you're trying to really just stop a situation, and you think they're going to make it worse.
Look, I done been pulled over a lot, be pissed off. A couple of months ago, I got pulled over for my tent. Lady said she can give me $150 for every window that was tinted. And I said, yo, there's people out here killing people, and you pulling me over, taking my daughter to volleyball, and you pulling me over for that? She said, I can give you a ticket for all your windows. No, I'm good. Give me $150, I'm out of here. But for tint, dog.
They was looking for something else.
Well, they definitely judged the truck. Yeah.
I remember me and KP was riding by Club Excess one night. And I don't know why KP had the blue Expedition, and I don't know why he did this. But he rolls his window down. and this cop would be like the student resource officer, not student, but at the basketball game sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? And his partner tased my college teammate at the Blue Martini. So, but we riding by. Man, look, I tell you, I don't live a hell of a life. So we riding by, KP rolled the window down and said, "You ain't nothing without that badge and the gun." I don't know why he said that. And then the cop said, "Oh yeah, what?" He opened his KP's door and grabbed him and tried to pull him out the car, and he hit the gas and took off. And I was like, "Dude, what you doing?" Oh my God. Like this, and the cops see us all the time, but it was just like. It was just a little thing that happened. Like the next time we saw, I laughed, he laughed. You know what I mean? Like it just was like.
So he didn't get charged for nothing?
No, shit just happened. Like right there in front of the bar.
He wasn't in uniform.
Yeah, he was like the club was like letting out. Hey, y'all gotta move, and then he just rolled the window down. You ain't nothing without that badge of good. He said, "Oh yeah, I take it off," or something like that. He said, and he opened the door and tried to pull him out the car, and then KP hit the gas and pulled off, and then closed his door.
Nowadays you can't do that. Nowadays you cannot do that. Like when we grew up, it was different.
No,
but he can't open
both,
the door.
But both of them was right.
He
That's
can't
what I'm saying.
open the door
Both of them was like. In KP's defense, he can say what he wants. He can say that. You know what I mean?
You can say that, but you got to be careful of the repercussions.
But he can't open that man's door and pull him out. You know what I'm saying?
Because if he would have grabbed me, I probably would have dragged me about that thing.
I was just glad he hit the gas. Actually, I got another story with him too. It was his homeboy, but it's a little long, so I ain't gonna go long with it. I'll tell y'all that after the show. Hit the next thing, man.
Student can graduate from any high school with an AA, by the way. Dr. Lewis. I don't like this stuff.
What's up with the lines?
You finna shoot us, bro? Why am I in the box?
You got the red dot right on my
Yo,
forehead.
don't play with me, dog.
Red dot was on my
You
forehead.
say Call of Duty.
So, the video. Go ahead. You gonna replay it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talking about he missed it.
Who's wrong here? He had a jersey, right? And he asked David Robinson, would you sign my jersey? And he was like, nah, man, I ain't signing nothing. So he just dropped the jersey and walked off. So the man was like, hey, you dropped your jersey. And he kept going. Who's wrong now?
So
it really ain't no right or wrong. See,
I ain't signing.
that don't boss the jersey. You don't want to sign you right here.
I mean, I would not have dropped the jersey. I would have been pissed off. Though, like, damn, now you can't sign a jersey. Like, what? Come on, David. You mad at me because your hair falling out in the front, bitch?
See, there you go.
But situation happened to me. We went to the Under Armour. Why you looking?
You said the situation happened to you. I thought your hair fell out in the front.
I saw you look. Your eyes went up here, dog. Don't play that shit.
You said the situation.
Nah, you did right
I
here.
mean, look, I'm in a glass house, man.
I seen that shit.
Everybody at the table nice up. Dre the only one nice.
They the only one, yeah.
I ain't use that ultra pearl.
Man, you doing something, dog.
Dave Lamar still fighting the fight, boy. He fighting.
Better come on home, Dave. Come on home. But nah, look. But look, me and Dave go to that Under Armour directors meeting or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And I had a feeling that we were going to see Steph Curry's dad.
Right.
So I had Dale Curry's jersey.
Why you call him Steph Curry's dad? Why you just didn't say Dale Curry?
I know, right? He lost his privileges.
I guess, yeah.
All right. So Dale Curry, we knew he was gonna be there. So I had a Dale Curry jersey, Charlotte, purple. I'm like, shit, let me get this bitch signed. He leaves he's speaking. Everything is cool, whatever. He leaves. I said, Dale, I'll be right back. I go in my bag, get the jersey. He coming out to this door. I come out this door and I catch him. I say, hey, what's up, Dale, man? You mind? Nah, we ain't signing nothing. You bitch. Like that, come on, dog. Like, why not? Under my breath, he a big dude.
I wish I could have seen your ass with this jersey trying to get me.
You know what I'm saying? I usually don't do that. Yeah, dog, but I'm just saying, and I don't do that. I don't go to nobody like that.
You did that,
dude? I did.
Nah,
what you doing with it? Where you get a Dale Curry jersey from?
All-Star Weekend, I got into this VIP joint, and they had all kinds. It was in Charlotte, and they were giving all the Charlotte jerseys out. It's a real one too. Real deal.
You still got it?
Sure do.
Why you ain't throw it down?
I should have burned that bitch.
You should have threw it down.
Nah, I went home and I said, what the hell? Curry, that bitch signed right now. I signed that bitch. I'll fuck with you. But why professional athletes do that though?
I don't know. I was never a professional athlete, so I can't.
I think you always got to be on. Like you know, sometimes you just want to be a person. You don't want to have to always sign autographs.
Dale Curry ain't always. Dale Curry can go to the grocery store.
Be doing it. Otherwise, you low key groupie, dog.
Well, that's why I was mad that Dale did that, because I was like, bro, you ain't no all-star. I heard you, Joe, Dave, Dre. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
He called you a groupie.
Yeah, he called me a groupie.
I said low key.
Yeah.
I
ain't say to him though, KJ. I ain't say to him.
KJ would have signed your jersey.
See, I'm gonna give you one.
Like when you
West Virginia.
Get into
Dolphins.
that space, you have to understand that's a space that you choose to be in.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I know, but then at the same time, you know, you got dudes that just want to be like human. Like if they go out to eat, you got people.
But that looked like a fundraiser, bro.
No, I'm just saying, like even with David Robinson going into a space like that, he may have just been there to, you know. Then if he sign one, then he got to sign it.
I agree with that.
Right,
But I had that joker by himself.
Right.
And David Robinson, a Hall of Famer. You can sign that jersey and probably he will sell that.
He probably was signing though, and he probably just threw at last minute. Like he was washing his hands with hay.
I seldom go up to people though.
That's a gift and a curse situation.
It is.
You know, like,
it is.
You gotta understand
I sign everybody thing.
That's who's gonna support you and pay you.
Right.
I would too.
It's like Chauncey Billups. They say he speak to everybody when he played. With
Let me tell you a story about Chauncey Billups.
Let's do it.
Let me tell you a story. Slam Magazine, Detroit just won back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Chauncey's on the cover. I used to get all the Slam magazines.
You ran up on Chauncey too?
No, I did not. I said, Chris, Chauncey up at IMG this week? You said, yup, cool. Let me give you the Slam magazine, get that joke to sign. Chris comes back, and it says, to Chris Ward.
I didn't pay attention to it. I said, listen,
that's
took,
dog.
No.
Chris said that's took.
No,
That's
so
took.
Hey, it's up in his house right now.
Check this out.
Talking about to Chris Ward.
So check this out. I never, look.
Yeah, just gonna make it out the crib.
Look, so in all my years of working them dudes, I never asked for an autograph.
You did that day.
I never asked for anything signed. So I took it to Chauncey. I said, yo, if you could sign this for my boy. I said this to him. I said, could you please sign it? He said, yeah, I got you. I got you, see, I got you. And then he signed it. I didn't pay it. I put it back in my bag and didn't pay attention to it.
So we're going to go back now. We break it down.
I didn't even pay attention to it.
You just thought he was just going to sign his name.
I just thought, I said, can you sign this for my boy?
Well, yeah, but that's why he
My boy John, make it out to John the Royal.
Why didn't he say to Chris Ward?
He said,
because he knew Chris.
Yeah, because I never asked him for an autograph. Never.
Real fast, and we move on. Let me tell you another Chauncey Billups story. So Junior was graduating from middle school, and they wanted to make videos for the graduating class. So I called Coach Buzz from Texas A&M, and they did videos. So I'm with Jared. We're in L.A., me and Jared Jeffries. And I said, yo, you think Chauncey would do a shout-out to Junior? I just need a video. He texted me and said, yeah. He said, send him what you want him to say. I'm like, cool. So I typed this thing up, Chauncey Billups from the coach. He coached for Portland, right? Yeah. I said, coach of the Nuggets, da-da-da-da. He texts back, and he sent him that. He said, dog, I'm not doing this video. Your mans don't even know who I coach for.
He said the Nuggets, bro. That's him.
So did he do it?
Hell no, he didn't do it, man. That twice he done did me wrong.
No, you did yourself wrong right now.
Talking about the Nuggets.
You didn't do your research.
What Ice-T said, you played yourself.
You played yourself.
What else you got, Stokely?
Oh, man.
That damn job, man.
Somebody sent that in the chatty patty.
Damn.
So we got teams with $10 million rosters.
Who dropped that, Dave?
Arkansas,
Talk to us.
BYU, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisville, Michigan, North Carolina, St. John's, and Texas Tech.
You got a charter, baby? Flat one.
So,
this is the thing. This is what college is going, though. Arkansas. Who did Arkansas lose to?
Duke. No. Florida. No.
First round, second round?
No, it was like 8. Yeah, it was
Elite 8? BYU?
Well, BYU next year's got.
BYU has got the number one player.
They got the kid from Baylor, and then they got the number one kid in the country.
Yeah. And they gave him 7.
I was talking to somebody today. They said that the NIL money's finna dry up. They about to put some collective bargaining or something in place for next year and going forward. So all of the schools have to spend all of their NIL money they've gathered. I think Brigham Young had like $18 million they got to use. Kentucky got it. Everybody. So they actually pushed it back a month. So that's why all these. Yep. So that's why you see kids getting offered like $3 million, and he was telling me that Kentucky offered somebody $3 million to come over there and all that stuff, but they ended up choosing to stay where they were. And
I would love to know what Florida.
NIL?
Yep.
I think it's public knowledge.
You could find it.
No, I'm just saying it's lower than these teams. And
Florida, a lot of their NIL money's with football.
Yeah.
I bet their basketball.
so who are the two teams in the chip? Florida and Houston, right?
yep.
Either one on there.
Yep.
And that's what they were saying. They were talking about when that was posted. They were like, yeah,
Final
none of
Four,
these
none of
teams
the Final-
made the Final Four.
Florida,
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Houston,
Duke was.
Yeah.
Duke, and Auburn. So 3 of the 4 are.
Carolina barely made the doggone tournament.
Auburn.
Yeah,
Auburn not on there.
they had the play-in game.
3 of the 4.
North
Yeah.
Carolina had the play-in game, didn't they?
Yeah.
What else we got, Stokey?
St. John's, Louisville.
He's a spectator.
Breakdown.
So who's wrong now?
I mean, the fan is definitely wrong, but
Because they're still a child.
yeah, even though it
big,
is
big
still a child. I mean, the fan is wrong. in my
The
opinion.
kid said something back.
He probably said, "Shut
After
up,
he hit the
man."
second free throw. Shut your ass up, man. Something like that.
Like you should be playing football.
That's a tough one because I know how my mouth was in high school.
That's what I'm saying.
That don't mean it was right.
I'm just saying.
But why would the ref stop the game? Like, hey man, this is a kid. You
Correct.
need to go. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Removed from
So
the situation.
right.
But
rest of the
you
control
know,
there.
you look at a lot of. I
He
said,
just hit
Yeah, but he probably said some.
hit.
Oh, I thought one of y'all did something.
It did sound like something.
Yeah, but he probably said some stuff that don't need to be said.
said, yeah,
So
and the kid responded that way.
that's just like the coach called my kid a bitch.
Well, JoJo's done that. Like the person in the crowd talking to him, and then as soon as he said something back in the XBLs, and then when he said something back to him, they teed him up, and you know, it's
Yeah.
almost an altercation in there. But
Well, just like the coach I coached, that the big dude, that he called my kid the B word, and I was like, "Yo, who you talking to?" And he was like, "Man, I ain't saying anything." We go to the scores table, and I said, "Yo, he just called my kid a bitch," and I got the text. Now the dude was wrong.
No, you was wrong for snitching.
Shut up.
You going to tell.
That's why they gave you
did.
a check
You
on
gonna
snitch.
say I didn't hear.
That's what he told me. I didn't hear you, man. I heard you. Man, you was a bitch.
you told it, didn't you?
You told it.
What we got? What else we got?
Did you get top plates? You got no top plates?
I do. I said them. I loaded.
I didn't see it in that folder, but
Something, kid. You can have a bad deal with good people because stuff happens. But you can never have a good deal with bad people. I don't care what it smells like, what they look like, who they can bring to you. Stay away from bad people, whether it's staff or players, and that's what I've tried to do. It's a recruit, I'll walk. If it's a staff member, I may meet them once or twice, and that's it. We're not going that way. Whatever we do, we'll have good people who are driven and wired, knowing that there's an expectation here, and not being afraid.
What do y'all think about that?
All money ain't good money. We live by that. So I definitely agree with him.
I don't ever know what to believe in.
I don't even know what he was talking about.
I don't even know what to believe in that space. You know, you just never know what to believe.
He one of the bad people sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I never know what to believe.
You
in
one of the
that
bad
space.
people sometimes.
It's at the bottom.
I don't know what to believe in that space.
An hour ago. That's before the show started. It's gonna take a while to load, right?
And Joshua Lewis,
What about him?
he committed, right?
Yep.
Louisiana.
Raging Cajun.
And that was
Raging
a
Cajun.
playing time decision from what I read.
Yeah. He wanted to go somewhere he can play right away and contribute. Good conversation with the coach. You know, they're gonna cater some stuff around him, and it's a good situation. I did have a video about that. It was talking about. I thought one of y'all sent it. I forgot to load that one.
Let me ask you this. Caleb Sanders committed there too.
Yes.
Do they play the same position?
Somewhat.
I mean, I know they play different,
Yeah.
but
I mean, but the
Wing is wing.
that's what I'm saying. So you got two freshmen coming in there.
yeah. Well, the wing is the wing.
I mean, it looks like they're gonna have an outlet through Tampa if they do well there. Now we might be a hub for the Cajuns.
The Raging Cajun. Isn't that where what's the brother name?
They was in our conference.
What's the kid name with dreads played at?
Throws it down.
No, he came out. He's playing pro ball.
Tyrus Wade.
Tyrus Wade. Didn't he play there?
Yeah.
Used to be southeastern Louisiana.
Yeah.
No, it was Southwest.
Southwest.
Raging Cajun.
Yeah, Southwest.
They was in our conference.
Yeah, they're in the Sun Belt now.
That's what they been.
Oh,
They was
okay.
in West Kentucky.
Yeah, so I know Santianos played against them in the Sun Belt this year. Yeah, nice. Ain't nothing out there.
So I Stokely loads those top plays.
Ain't nothing out there where he going but some good crawfish.
Where's that? Where's it at?
Where in Louisiana?
Yeah.
So
It's in
I got a transfer
Lafayette?
reporter update.
Lafayette.
Yeah,
I think
Louisiana
Lafayette.
Lafayette. Transfer reporter update. 65% of all players.
Players are playing, by the way.
Talking about transfer portal.
But let me ask you this. So Baylor has 0 players. Yeah.
So did Indiana.
Yeah, from the all.
I know. So
Yeah,
what is that?
From the All-Star
So
game.
they lost them. They lost their scholarship off rip. Once you enter in there, you're done.
So from what I understand, the new rule, no, unless you have that conversation with your coach. If you
Yeah,
have
but it
you
stated
can go
that Baylor
back.
has 0 players.
Yeah.
So if they enter, if I'm the Baylor coach, you two guys enter, and I start recruiting you guys, and I give y'all an offer, they done.
Yes.
Right?
But
I thought it was
unless
opposite, they can
unless
come
you can
back.
go back.
But how am as a coach, how am I supposed to wait for you to
if
make
you-
a decision?
Exactly. You don't get recruited over.
You can.
You can get recruited.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You can.
You
get
jumped in that
recruited over.
portal, it's a wrap.
Boy,
you can get
jumping in,
recruited
you
over.
just got to re-recruit them.
Yeah, you have to re-recruit them.
Well,
Yeah, the
you
re-recruit
leave me, I
you
ain't
don't
recruiting
get.
you. You leave me, it's over, baby.
All right, so the next one says
Ain't no open relationship.
at the highest competition level, Power 4 and Big East conferences, 70% of student athletes who entered the portal transferred down or did not find a home. At the lowest level competition, majority of D1 programs, 61% who entered the portal transferred down for programs outside of D1 or did not find a home. It's a gamble.
No, it definitely is.
Put their name in the, you better have a sure, when kids go into them, it's like, man, do you have somebody that like you? You gotta have somebody that's recruiting you. You
Right.
just don't put your name in the portal and you don't have any love.
Correct. Agree with you on that.
So somebody didn't Laz just jump in the portal?
Yep.
Yeah,
And then-
I talked to him and he said his coach would allow him back if things didn't work out. It's honorable.
Now that's different if you put your name in the NBA.
If
You can
don't hi-
always
if you
come
don't
back.
hire an agent, I think you can. But now I think you can
No,
even
you
hire
can
an
have an
agent.
agent,
You
no?
can have an agent now.
Yeah,
You used to not be able to have an agent.
Yeah, and
But
there's
now
no
with it-
certain time that you have to pull your name out of the draft. You just have to do it before the draft itself.
Because Carter put his name in the draft.
Yes.
Oh, he testing the water.
So did Janai Broom last year. He ended up going back.
And didn't his brother?
I think Kobe did too.
Kobe did too.
Yeah, he entered his name into the draft.
I thought he just
He
transferred.
transferred
He
to
did.
South Carolina. I think he went draft first and then went to South Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so the top plays. Usually I have 5,
Yeah.
but we've been off for a couple weeks. I got
So how many you got?
50.
Damn!
50.
I wonder
So
who's
what time we got to
I
be out
wonder
here?
who's it gonna
Next week.
I just realized this is the All-Star game. Great defense.
Yeah, more
By the way,
fast.
Hillsborough beat Fanatic also. Joe ain't want to record.
That wasn't even that was a whooping.
He didn't want to take no.
I was tired of it, man. Jason Johnson with the tip, Jimmy. JT tipping, gets to the basket. Yeah. I would like
Watch
volume.
your phone, bro. Watch your phone.
I like volume.
I like volume too.
JoJo Fireline pays the passing lane, takes off and throws it down.
What is this?
Bucket. That's
Yeah,
the
where y'all at?
that's the JUCO
What-
showcase. That's
Oh, okay.
That's the place where I used to be dropping
that's Polk
buckets.
County.
Yeah. JT with the little, I don't know what you would call that, little hip
Gypsy
swivel.
Doodle.
Moses Island with a pass to Jason Johnson, throws it down.
little hesitant,
All right,
little
got a little
hesitant.
bigger. Look, I'm gonna alley-oop from 3/4 court. JoJo Fireline.
Boy, you better have that one from this weekend. Jesus.
Still in the behind the
And he
back.
carried it.
Yeah, he did. That's what happened. You got Brian Graham reference down the floor. Bucket. JoJo Fireline tip jam.
Oh my God. Give it back.
Give and go. J. London Bivens. Lobs to Jason Johnson. Tyler Couette with the game winner. And one. Still center wins. JoJo Fireline with a steal.
Oh my.
Nope.
Pull it. Bucket.
Bam. JT tipping. Makes up for it. Tyler Couette. Bounce pass. JoJo Fireline left-handed hook. He's been working on it.
Oh, they're working on it. I like that. Uh-oh, man down.
Till I had this dance. Them boys good. That's some Riviera prep boys. Back-to-back state champs. JoJo Fireline plays the pass lane. Under Armour session 1. JoJo Fireline aggressive defense. Probably got him on the arm pass. I know what y'all thinking. This is JoJo Fireline real. But I'm at the games that I see, and you show me what's not a highlight here that shouldn't be on this video.
He justifies it. John, did he come to your game?
Yeah, he didn't have his phone up though. I seen him. I said he's not
I
recording.
got that late.
Looking like Jimmy
I
Walker.
said that was the good part. I said, look at him. He just watching.
There was tip jam. for number
Dynamite.
2. You got that late. Through the leg.
Dynamite. That's Jimmy Walker.
Through the
That's
leg
Joe's
pass.
new name. Jimmy Walker.
This dude, yo. Okay.
That kid was nice, bro. That's Team Thrill right there, man. He was
Give me that.
blocked by Braylon Moore. Gets to the basket with the left hand. Yep. Moses Allen, Willing and Dillon. JoJo Fireline, 6 seconds on the clock. If Stokely had the volume up, you could hear the commentary. Boom, game winner. Skill center wins. Braylon Moore.
Oh!
First play of the game.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was it for this one. No, wait till you see this. Ooh, gotta get this one. Ooh, not this one.
Pass to Tyler. Off the glass. JoJo Fireline.
This one right here. Yo, look at this, Chris. Wow.
Damn.
Live was even better.
That's
Live was
pretty
Jay London
dope.
Bibbins. Spin move to the basket. Jay London Bibbins again.
Okay.
Watch out now.
Slam dunk.
Kid, nice right
That
there.
kid, yeah, he athletic. And that's
Damn.
boo.
Can I have this
40,
damn?
45-inch vert.
Highest in OT.
Yep.
No way.
That's the David John was talking about right there.
Number 11, right? Yeah, he tough.
Oh,
Can't really see
did he
it.
bounce?
Yeah, you couldn't really see it, but that was pretty impressive. But
I should have seen you the highlight tape I made of my team.
We saw y'all song. I thought, where's
That should have been on the
Where's
reel.
the janky promoter?
I got that late, man. I got that in the second half, so I ain't film John's game,
Need a
but I should have.
janky
That was some
promoter.
good run. All right, those were the top plays. That was 50. That 50 went kind of quick, didn't it?
Yeah, it took 30 minutes.
Got some good highlights. How many minutes?
30.
No, I didn't take that.
No, I
long.
was joking.
So we got live periods coming up, right?
No.
That's in May.
May 16th.
Where y'all going?
Ohio for the first one. Ohio for the first one. Atlanta and Chicago.
Where y'all going?
Atlanta.
Where y'all ain't going to Ohio?
We ain't got that bread. We ain't got that Ohio bread.
What's the difference, Ohio, Atlanta?
I tell people that all the time.
Huh?
Distance.
The plane rides the same fee. That's what I tell
He
people all the
driving.
time.
You driving?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
driving that now.
You driving?
Yeah.
You drive to Ohio. Take you a little longer.
Kansas City.
Who did?
Jerry, Kansas City.
Dude, Jay Dunn had to drive everywhere too.
Shit,
Kansas
Braylon
City.
daddy drove too. He went to work and drove when he got off.
Jerry got injured.
How long drive was that?
Kansas City.
Kansas City?
26, I think.
No, hell no, ain't that long.
Y'all been on
Kansas-
ball of TV.
It was 18 hours. 18 hours.
On ball of
Only
TV.
18? That was, I'm never.
Man,
Then drove to Virginia the next week.
we used to do.
Virginia ain't that bad though.
Virginia's not bad.
We used to do. We had to drive a Baylor. IMG. We used to drive everywhere.
Yeah, no.
Baylor.
Millie's
Waco,
cousin
Texas.
going to IMG, bro. 6'5". I just gave him an offer, whatever.
Who that?
My boy's cousin.
Millie.
Cousin.
He was from. Is he from Oklahoma?
His daddy played. He's from Texas. His daddy played
Okay.
at Abilene Christian.
Okay. That's what's up.
You know, it has to be a drive from IMG. You have to go all the way up and over.
No, we just went straight across. It's right below.
But you mean you gotta go up to the panhandle and
So,
Yeah,
my,
cut straight
so, my,
across.
so my top plays next week will probably be some middle school stuff. So
Middle school stuff.
Why?
I'll be at Wiregrass.
Oh, yeah.
The high school's playing up there.
Mm-hmm. So we up there.
Oh, y'all up there?
Is there Ernst senior teams trying to play?
Oh, this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have some high school highlights then. It won't be no JoJo, so y'all can be happy. So y'all
I'm
can
gonna
say.
make my own little folder.
So y'all can
I'll be
say.
here.
So y'all can say amen.
I'll film.
I'm gonna make my own little folder. Stoke, I'll email you.
They got somebody. They gonna stream the games live there.
I think they do, yeah. That's in court.
What was it on this weekend? Was that Baller TV?
No,
No, they use
What was it?
that shit was high here. $70 a game.
Well, my parents
To do what?
be the
to watch the game,
It was 70.
but I think it was pretty good.
A game or for the weekend?
Listen, the camera was right by the
Okay.
bench. You heard me talking.
That's
Like
just
you
been
can
a
hear
half
everything.
nail
Oh, so
glitch.
they can hear me cursing.
You can hear everything. So that was Baller Beast, whatever.
Be the beast, I think.
Yeah, the highlight video is $200.
They text you. I was like, man, I don't know about that. I don't know if it's gonna be good.
How's your camera working?
It's getting there, man. That's
Sometimes
why
you
it
gotta
was
adjust
that video, the last play where it was kind of shot the ground. I didn't get it all because when there's multiple courts, it picks
Caught
up
up
the
with the
court in
trans-
the back.
Yeah.
Especially if they got bright jerseys on. So there's a remote that you can like kind of get it back on track. That I forgot my remote, so I had borrowed somebody else's. But just trying to work both cameras, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, but if it has a backdrop, then it's good.
yeah, if you're in a regular gym or something like that, or if if we in here and you got the things down, you have no problems with
See,
it.
that could be a highlight.
Who was that?
Dre.
Yep. But
It's gonna be hard in those multi-sport.
That's why, because I see it stopping, but it's probably viewing the other court.
yeah, because one game they had bright yellow jerseys on back there, and they kept getting.
Because when y'all was at Kansas City, me and Jenny were watching it, and that bitch stopping, we both looked.
Hey,
I'm trying to look around the corner trying to find out.
so
what
that was
it-
last weekend, right?
Yeah.
No, the weekend before last.
Yeah, you was watching
I
it?
was watching. I was like,
Turning my head.
And I
yeah.
forgot the remote then too, so I had to pick the camera up and turn it, and I was doing. all
Hey, I'm
kinds
looking
of
at the side of it like this.
stuff. But I got it now.
Man,
All right, it's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go home.
Outros.
We out.
Deuces.